somebody's there.
One second.
Yeah, they can hear us talking, right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. That's
There you
good.
go.
That's good. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Come on in, come on in. New forms. Hello, Indiana. Getting set up here. David Gamble. Hey, David. Yeah. All right. We'll wait give a little bit of time here to get things situated. Hello, UK. Coming to visit you soon. And Canada, yes, I'll be there. I'm going there tomorrow. Hopefully you'll see you tomorrow. And let's see what else here. All right. Hello, California, Seattle, Virginia, Boulder, Colorado. Thanks for joining here. So, snowy Montana. Oh no, snow. Ah, no, I like snow. I love snow. But everybody thinks Michigan's cold. I bet you Montana is way more cold than Michigan. Hello, Luann. You have a great idea. Oh, I bet. Oh, Michigan's New Mexico State. Where's that? Where's that one coming from?
Just this Instagram user on here.
All right, New Mexico State, represent. I missed to see your tag name. I just see the general name now, but tell me who you are. Should I know you? Pack Avon? Salt Lake City. Yeah. All right. Sorry, yeah, you know the deal. Thank you so much, everybody. Snow, but in Arkansas we do get much. Yeah, I bet not, right? Demo with Josh. Oh, good. Yeah. Okay. Now I see you. Gotcha. Awesome. I wish. As you know, I love New Mexico State. So say hello to everybody. Thanks for saying hi. I don't think I'm coming this fall. Usually I try to make it in the fall, but I don't think it's going to happen. Luann. Oh, yeah. I know. Luann has an idea of being Jeff's travel assistant. It could be a good job here coming up. Like you said, I'm going on a good trip in October, and I'm possibly working on a trip in November too. So, but in September to Toronto this week, Aardvark, Southern California next week. So hopefully doing some demos in the San Diego area as well. So hopefully I'll see you down the road, somebody. Will you bring the new forms to Aardvark? Actually, yes, Betsy. They're going to have some. They are shipping. They should probably have them the end of the week or the beginning of next week. I'm not sure if they're going to have time with everything going on to stock their shelves before I get there. But I'm coming in on Friday, and so I will next week Friday to stock the shelves. So yeah, there's 12 of each size, so it's limited. But yeah. All right, so let's get into it. If some of you have been waiting, want to know what's going on. Well, as you know, I really like the RD2s. Round when we recently just have rounds, and so we are adding on squares, ovals, and rectangles. And these, as you know, I also like to try to make things that work really well for the table, for dinnerware especially. And I think these are a great great option for. Oh, maybe I gotta push it the other way. Let's see. Yeah, towards the. Just getting our camera positioning here, but so there's three different shapes and 3 sizes, and we'll go through them a little bit more in the middle. But this new size, I'd really love to be able to encompass all of your work right onto the form, which a lot of you do with the originals as well, but this really gives you this 2-inch kind of angled edge. And so that is really the point of these RD2s, a rounded 2-inch edge. So that's where RD2 comes from. That's the acronym, rounded 2-inch edge. We had some straight ones, ST2s, but they're so close and they're a lot more fragile and harder to make. So we're just going to stick with the RD2s and yeah, go from there. Yes. So these make great. You may have seen a few people out there. I had sent out some samples. Sarah, sorry, I'm going to say your last name wrong. Bollock is in Asheville. She just made a couple posts recently with some rectangle ones. So yeah, and so hopefully you'll see a few other people, some of their work coming out here too. But had these kind of around for a while, and of course it's still, as you know, if you're ever doing any launches, it seems like it always comes along the last minute anyway here. So we've been kind of scrambling here this morning just to kind of get these online and get these up. And so what we're doing is we have them kind of in little variety packs that comes with the 3 small sizes or the 3 medium sizes or the 3 large sizes. And they seem really large, but I think when you fire them, they're going to be lovely dinnerware sizes. The one question, the 2 that made this kind of more be like a charger / platter would be these bigger 2 rectangle and oval. But I think this 11-inch square would be an ideal dinner plate. It's going to shrink down to around 10, maybe even 9.5. So that is like kind of standard kind of dinnerware set size. So they look gigantic, but that's because everything is encompassed on the form, and so it's a little bit different look than our original, the OGs, because we're adding on some length to it by having that clay outside of the form. Yeah. So I think these are really great for decorating. If you are a decorator, kind of like Sarah, and spend a lot of time with the surface of the clay, these will be wonderful because you have so many more options for that. So I think they'll be a nice kind of little modern type dinnerware plate. And depending on what you want to do, oval, round, square, and rectangle, will make you some great options to make some dinnerware for yourself. So good question. Nancy says, can these be stacked to make bowls? No, unfortunately not. They and part of it is the angle, and we don't have sizes that are going to go underneath. Maybe, and the other problem is, so that's a really good point. We might have to come out with something to make the bowls with in the future. But for now, I'm just going to see how you guys like these shapes and how popular they are before we kind of go into that realm. But the other disadvantage of these forms is that when you're machining them, this edge is so wide that it's causing a lot of force. So it requires a really big machine, and it's removing a lot of material. So really, the smallest we can get are these 7-inch squares. We can get down to like 6.5. We do with the rounds, maybe 6, but I think we're looking at 6.5 to 7 for the smallest size that you can make. And that doesn't leave you very much space for that bottom of your object as well. So how big it? Yeah, I should go through the sizes. That's a good point. So we have 7 inches for the small ones, both in the square, I guess. And then I think, what does it go to? I already my brain is fried here. So
7 by 10.
7 by 10. Thanks, Delaney. And 7 by 10. 7 by 10. Then it jumps to 9 inches. And then we have 9 by 12. Delaney knows because she's been putting these into the computer non-stop here. So yeah, so 9 by 12, and then we jump up to 11, and then the bigger ones are 11 by 14. I think that's right? Yep. 11 by 14. Yeah, and so I agree with you, Nancy, about bowls, and you know, as pottery and makers, bowls is our thing, right? Bowls, then cups, probably, but yeah. So unfortunately, this style of using forms is really better for making shallow plate type forms. So, you know, it's really difficult to make this work with bowls. We're trying to cheat with doing stacking and that kind of stuff too, but it's really not ideal. So maybe we can get one of the plaster makers to make a bowl for us, type of thing, or we'll have to go into something different than that. So yeah. What size would be best used for? I think that Donna says what are the small sizes? I think really these are really meant to be like for a table. So I mean, obviously you could still use them for serving green beans or something else too. So you know, they're plates. So whatever, dessert plates, appetizer plates. You know, there's just a nice variety of things you can do with plates, right? Janelle, my buddy Janelle. Oh, I know, right? You better get an extra job just to buy GR Pottery Forms, right? And join the support group. So yeah, and keep changing all your classes too, right? So I think it's good. You know, we gotta find the thing that works the best for us, and then kind of do what you do with it, right? The OGs work great from bowls. Okay, good. And I think the problem too is, you know, because of that bit being so wide, we have to have we experimented with a bunch of different arcs on this corner, and you know, and to not have any line, any transition, it had to be 2 inches. So that was also part of it. So I think it'll be difficult to make an OG with this rounded corner for it to be able to stack. So I think you should just plan on trying to make a different type bowl to go with these. And yeah, I think because they have these nice rounded edges, regular bowls will work really well. So there's so many good ways to make bowls out there. There goes my pension check. Oh no, I know. Yeah, no, it's not. But just for this month, right? And then next month you can. You probably don't want to sell too many because then you're going to get problems with your pension check. So yeah, this will help you give you some good income by making these and selling them, or not having to buy gifts for anybody anymore. Hello, Switzerland. Yeah. So let's see. Well, some things. Let's see. Now I have a good excuse to get bigger studio. Yeah, there you go, Deb. Yeah. So, yeah. So let's make one. What do you think? So I'm just gonna do small here, maybe to start. And let's go with a square. I think these are. It's tricky, tough. Whether I like the rectangles, the ovals are, I think, really common, and most of you will like those, and they kind of fit in. But I think I like the look of this square, and or rectangle. Delaney made a bunch of them yesterday. So, Delaney, do you have an opinion yet of a favorite shape yet?
I really liked making the rectangles.
Okay.
I feel like that was the most fun. And the ovals are nice because it's just so smooth, right? Like no corners to worry about. But I do like how the squares look the best.
And I also kind of like to think about, like, on your table, like what kind of maximizes your space the best. And so I'm curious too, like, you know, what will be better, rectangle or square. And yeah, this could be the good square shape or rectangle shape I was thinking of, kind of, because that seems like it covers the space really well. So yeah, you know, so many things. Let's get to it. I'm so excited about these. So finally have some clay and some time. Thank you all for making that possible. As far as doing this live here, it gives me a chance to force time to make something. So yeah. So I was glad Delaney was able to make some yesterday because I've been anxious to try them out and make more. So first we start out with compressing the clay, right? Two directions, same kind of rules. These have a nice shallow edge to them, profile. So I would definitely want to leave these on the form until they get to be leather hard. That gives us the optimal amount of time to kind of hold its shape and give it the support that it needs. So all right. So since I was curious about these rectangle ones, let's just do it. So it's really as simple as, and this is for all the forms, is to prep your slab. And let me set this off to the side a second. Get another board. And just drape that clay right over top of it. This is a simple form. I'm going to do a textured one here in a second, but
someone asked if this is a Jen Allen mug you've got.
Oh, good question. Oh yeah, that's a good. Anybody guess? It's actually a collaboration of, and you are the winner, saying that Jen Allen is part of the collaboration. Anybody recognize the other surface decoration? I got my order and hope the hubby does not divorce me. Oh, you just gotta put some fancy cookies on there when you get them made, and it'll be all good. You know how us men work. Cookies save the day. Simple minds. Oh, you like the wear boards, Christina? Hopefully I'm going to see you shortly, right? As shallow as they are, isn't there a greater chance of warping? Ooh, Zoe, that's interesting observation. You know, I don't think so. I think it's really involved in that compression, and it's really how we handle them throughout the whole making process. So that is the thing. I would, if you're having issues with warping in any of them, and it's a good chance that you are, because that's the battle, right, with slabs. But try to make lots of them, and that way you don't care and give it that much attention, because sometimes over attention causes problems. So we got to give them just enough attention and kind of make sure. The most critical thing, I think, is the drying and evenness of drying. It's really two things: compression and evenness of drying, right? So you know, this first couple hours where it's setting up is critical, but the most critical thing is that how that clay shrinks down into its shape, right? So that's where problems can arise, and so watch out for air movement in your studio. Make sure you're knowing where the heating vent or air conditioning vent is blowing air out, right? So somebody got it right. Adam. Yes, this is a Jen and Adam combo that I luckily picked up along the way. And if I didn't have coffee, I'd show you two more. But I picked it up from the Archie Bray auction one year, and it is my favorite mug right now. It's because it's porcelain. It's really lightweight, and yeah. So I believe Jen made the mug, and maybe you can show the front angle of this one. I don't know if that's a correct thing, and you can see the lines that Adam Field made, and he has his kind of decoration on the bottom. So he must have decorated it, and Jen made it. But yes, I don't know. Jen actually has some of these forms, so we'll see what she comes up with those. But I really wish Jen would go back to porcelain. Don't tell her I said that. But because she has this delicacy that I think that comes out really well in porcelain. So she's doing stoneware stuff now, and a lot of very heavily textured stuff. So she's So I hope that she gets out of that phase and goes back to porcelain. Maybe a combination of the textured and porcelain, but yeah. Nathan Bray because of the luster. No, yeah. Adam Field and Jen Allen. Both of those, I don't know if you follow, they're big name artists out there. So yeah. So speaking of Montana, Adam Field's out in Montana. So it looks nice one. All right. So just like everything else is, I like to take my finger and go along this edge for that final kind of smoothing out that edge, and then it will make a mark. And I'm going to give it enough clay out here to then be able to come back and adjust it. And I always say, if you know, like, you know, this isn't the final cut, like, this isn't it. This is just a pre-cut. This is a draft. There's a lot less pressure on you for making where that cut is going to be, and it goes a lot straighter when you're not concerned about it too much, right? Okay. So back to my saw tool here. So this may warrant a saw tool measurement here. And there we go. So what I did with that is, it has this 2-inch edge, so I'm just going to make a line along the edge here that gives me a good idea where I should put the foot. Because you know me, it's got to have a foot on it, mostly. And I think with these nice shallow serving pieces, you want that nice elevated look on there to kind of elevate that simplicity and the delicacy of that form. So just gonna double check this measurement here. I thought so. Could use a little more from the edge. So, and I'm trying to do this one angle with the camera. So obviously, if I were making more, I would spend a lot more time. But you get the idea. Now I'm gonna just take my foot maker. I know a lot of you have been around. Some of, if you're new, this is just a corn skewer turned foot maker that we sell, make and bend and sell here. You obviously can make them yourself. A good old Jess Putnam Phillips over at Clayshare. She even has a class on how to make your own. So yeah, it's a really nice way to do it, because you can in no time, you can, without any measurement, you can cut a nice foot. Oh yeah, this is the foot maker. So then I like to get rid of, because it has an angled, a beveled edge, what I like to try to do is get rid of the excess clay, which means it won't affect that angle very much. The clay is pretty wet. I've been using this is an Amico stoneware, white stoneware lately. Picked them up when I was in Wisconsin from Amico, and yeah, it's a nice clay. A-mix. Oh, but my good buddies over at Laguna too, though, so they make the B mix. But and I think even Aardvark, which we're going to next week, they make B mix. Theirs is BEE mix, so I'm just gonna add these on here. Forgot if I'm. Yeah, I like to have the outside edge. I like to have that line, the mark that I make on the outside edge. That gives me a little more interior kind of flow. Let's see here, where's my pen? There it is. Yeah, foot, it really just elevates literally your work. And dad joke. And but I think it makes your piece stay together. Talked about warping earlier. You know, it's a good way to kind of create a foundation for your slab of clay. And for some reason, it seems like strange, but I think it really holds everything together. It must be just like why we have a foundation under our house. And it's some sort of physics thing that helps us to do that. Let's see. Oh, the compass. Oh yeah, you're probably thinking of the compass. This is the Sioux tool, which I used to measure that lip. And what it is just a compass that we alter by putting a dowel so it doesn't make that big of a mark on our clay. And then we can, it has a gauge on the side here that you can measure the width you want to do. So Dover white, is your go-to stoneware. Oh, that sounds like a good one. Good. Take my JA20 Kemper modeling tool here. And kind of push that in there. There we go. And that's pretty much it. You know, I was going to show you if it has a good angle for this part here.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, yeah, you can go back to that front angle there. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. You were just right. Is this take a knife and go along this edge. You know how I like to use that, use my slingshot tool too, but just a knife will work out really nicely, right? It's going to be consistent. Pin tool. I don't have a pin tool in my toolbox, but I know a lot of you do. Would work good. My pin tool got fired for poking me too much. But you can see, like, you know, I'm going to show you at the end here, hopefully. I'm going to mess with one of Delaney's that she made yesterday. And maybe clean up the edge if we have time. But I also like to just leave that edge on there, and then once we flip it over, kind of turn it. But, you know, whatever you guys, just kind of giving you options here. So then it kind of will confine that shape. next one here is I am going to add a little texture. So in this case, I might pre-cut the slab. So I just made 7 by 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, 7 by 10. See, we're getting so many forms that I can't even keep track of them anymore. What is up? Oh, you put chalk in your compass to draw templates on tar paper. Oh, there you go. That's a great one. Everybody follow that? So if you want to make your own templates, you can use this and go around the edge with a piece of chalk to show you where to cut the tar paper. Tar paper is a great template material, right? All right, I think we're going to add some Christmas stamp to this one. Woo! So, what's first step? Compression, compression, compression. I like the slab of clay to be around 1/4 of an inch thick. And you can adjust either direction for the plate to feel lighter or heavier. So really, it's really an option of your personal preference on what thickness of slab to make. I really like around 1/4 of an inch for functional pieces. So, all right. So I'm going to take the 9 by 12 here. And I'm just going to take my J820 tool here and use that to mark, give myself a mark. And we'll see if I cut it out or not. I'm kind of anti-cutting just because it creates an extra step. But what I want to do in this case is I want to add texture to this lip area. And just this lip area. Maybe just a little bit in there, but because the tool is this piece of stamp here is 2 inches, so should give us a nice little texture on the edge there. Uh-oh. See how it works for turning the corner. I have to work on this a little bit, I guess. A little overconfident in my stamping skills, but I think it's pretty good. That looks pretty good. You get the idea? Whoa.
Someone is asking if the new shapes will be available at next week's open house.
Yes, I only have they're being shipped, so unless there's major shipping delays, they should arrive this week. I hope they were shipped out last week or Monday or something. Last week, I think. So they should be there this week, and but there's only 12 of each size, and I think they're going to do a discount. But yep, they will. So you can touch them before you buy them then, right? Yeah, so I think if you got a nice, here, I'm going to lift it up here a little bit.
Yeah.
You can see the nice Christmas decoration.
Yeah, maybe try from the front to see if it's got a little bit better. Yeah.
There we go, a little bit on there. We're just using webcam, so we don't have total amazing clarity, but enough to get the idea. Because really the intention is to just encourage you here. You're in charge of all the details. Alright, so now I kind of try to clean up so there's not big line marks, because it's kind of smooth transition, so if there are any in the end, I can just adjust those, but now I'm going to reline it up by my texture here. Pull up the edges a little bit so that know that the clay is not stuck, because I'm going to do a little flipperoni. Just by sandwiching two boards and doing the flip. And there we go. Yeah, hopefully I got your answer for the Aardvark. Yep, at next week's Aardvark open house. Yes, there will be 12 of each shape. I'm probably going to be stocking them on Friday. I don't think they'll be available before then, so you should be good if you come on Saturday to get them. Yeah, and they will also be at Tucker's. Yep. Tucker's has some coming too. Yep. Since I'm going to be there, I got to make sure they're there, right? Yeah. I don't think, I have to look it back. I don't think Aardvark has any of the trees, the new trees. But they will have all these RD2 shapes.
And these are on the website now. Someone asked.
Oh, good question. Yeah, they are available. We are doing a 20% off discount. There's some little bundles that you can buy, like a dinnerware bundle or a variety bundle, and those give you a little extra discount. So it's not what that says on there. The 20%. If it says 10% off on the website, you will get additional 20% off for this weekend for this kind of introductory price thing here. You're late to the party. Ah, no problem. Yep, they're on there. Yes, Christina. Yeah, you got to see Shelby last year, right? I know, I was in Korea last year. So I'm going to be happy to be out there this year again. Got a big old shipment going out there, so should have plenty of stuff to have. Hopefully going to be doing more demos this year too. Like in the past, I've kind of just, I've done a little bit of both, but definitely going to try to focus on doing more demos. I'm also coming down to San Diego too, Christina, for maybe a demo at the Institute of Contemporary Art, I believe. And that's on Sunday. And then I'm going to be at Diamond Core, or they may set up another studio for me to be at on Monday. And back up to before the event, I'm going to be in the Valley at Clay Play on Thursday. And then on Friday, I am going to be setting up and maybe checking out a couple other places in town. So, yeah. Oh, okay, that's funny. Yeah, that shall be sweet. Yep. All right. So I was going to do something different with this one, but I guess not. So let's just go with that cut again along my finger mark. I'm going to make that, probably don't have to worry about the corners too much. Just go along the edge, kind of give us a general idea of where that foot should be. There we go. Oh. Yeah, I gotta figure that out, right? It's coming next week. Busy time. September. Suppliers are back at it. So the nice thing about these, the footmaker here is you can really, if you want to cut a nice sharp angle, it's really effective to. So it doesn't. I don't know if you saw in the first one, I had a little bit of clay kind of curls up a bit. Yep. Good question. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't have too much going on this fall as I normally do, as far as, I mean, I do have a lot going on. Just not traveling around as much. It feels like it, but definitely have a bunch of trips coming up. Gretchen thinks that I'm gone too much. Sometimes. Other times she's like, when are you leaving? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this in chunks here. This time kind of get my corners a little more true. So right here in this corner, now it's going to lay nice and flat. It doesn't want to curl when you go along that corner edge. So let's see here. So I'm just going to cut this. So then you can cut that angle right in there as needed, and just there's no extra clay around lump on it.
Someone asked, what's the best way to prevent warping?
We have a whole little frequently asked questions section. There are, I think really the two main things are compression and evenness of drying, right?
There's also a blog post on the website about the drying process and like cracking and warping.
Yes. Talks about the different types of warping, right? Like I think maybe, right? Is that the one?
Yep.
With we have a poster on the wall here with the flopper and the banana and the rocker and the potato chip and the domed. So there are even different types of warping that can happen too, right? So and the main purpose of the forms is to give it that support during drying. So just by using the form, you'll increase your likelihood of success a little bit higher, right? And it also kind of helps you to kind of keep repeating that shape over and over again. So yeah. So you can see, so a little bit different in how I made this foot this time. Come through here. And these forms here are made to encompass the lip. So you shouldn't really need to use a spacer ever for these because the lip is already enclosed on the form. So it doesn't need an assistant. So I think I'm just going to kind of leave that. And you start to learn, like when clay is really wet, you got to have really soft pressure. And you kind of keep fighting yourself. So best is just kind of leave it alone, let it do its thing, and then come back and kind of mess with it once it's leather hard. One thing that we could do is back to that warping conversation. I also think there is something as far as the it's not fitting in there. Something in there. Ooh, that's kind of tight. As far as compression goes, so I always wonder about if you add texture on the outside, does that help with the warping as well? So there's so many factors, you know, that you have to discover in your space and with your work and your pressure and your compression to get it to work. But a lot of times it's just giving it space and not really worrying about it too much of what's going to happen to the warp. If you will it to warp, it's going to warp. It's going to be great, right? It's going to be beautiful. So yeah, I might just add a little line on here just to kind of give it a starting and stopping point. And you can see with these kind of non-round shapes, you have to be it's way more organic, a little more loose with your lines. So just use that to your advantage. Oh yeah, looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Instagram a little far to the left of the screen today. It's Delaney is behind the camera here.
Yeah.
Shelby has been gone since April, I think. She took a different job, so a promotion job. So yeah. Oh, Gretchen says she wants to come visit you in Florida. Yeah. I thought no, I thought maybe it'd be a girls' weekend, and you guys can report back to me on like what other things. You chatter the outside of the bowl. Oh yeah, yep. Kimberly, of course. That's the one thing I'm so bad at. And hopefully next week, we'll say, hopefully. Because I'm going to be here like total of like 70 hours, 48 hours in between. But I would definitely like to have some samples made here to bring along with me or to show you online. But I have just been too busy to even really make the samples. So actually, we have a whole kiln load of stuff to fire in bisque, and that's a tree. So I'm one behind. So if you made the round RD2s, it's going to look the same as far as the profile, but just with more of different shape on the outside. So nice smooth transition, great for decorating. I was talking about Sarah Bollock on Instagram. Sarah, and if she just made a really sweet one She is an artist in Asheville, North Carolina. And anyway, so she used but it's not finished either actually, it's just decorated. But I was kind of thinking that may be a good finished piece to see, but yes, yes, yes. So I will get those finished pieces to you ASAP. Okay, I think we have 5 or 10 minutes maybe. Maybe I'll mess with one of Delaney's here, because I think they're in great shape. We're gonna give a shout out to Delaney's grandma is a potter.
Yeah.
So she has it in her blood, I think. Yes. So here you can kind of see the leather hard here. And it's really nice because you can see the edge of where it is. So now we can just take the rasp, and we can go around and smooth out that edge to be equal all the way around. So we're going to go about 3/4 of an inch from the interior line. Or we could go all the way down to that edge if we wanted to, right? So it just all depends on what kind of what you're going for. This will give us a little more depth by having this extra 3/4 of an inch outside. Yes, this is one of my favorite parts of making these plates. Oop, it looks like we're gonna have to go a little bit shorter, maybe a 1/2 inch. I typically try to find the smallest edge first, but this time took to the fourth side to figure out that it was not the smallest side that I chose. Oh yeah. So I first go around, use the rasp, you can see how quickly and how much material that it eliminated, right? One more time. Just touch it up. Blend it all in. There we go. Oh yeah, looking great. Now I can kind of clean this outside edge just a little bit, kind of round it off a little bit. Smooth it from this side if it looks off. Or shape it, I should say. Nice. And then now I would come back with the rounding rib. I have my little signature on there. If anybody wondered what that squiggly mark was. When I was doing production work, my mom would always get mad at me and like, you need to make that more clear. I'm like, you realize I'm making like thousands of these? It's got to be fast and easy and consistent. And this is what it is. It's my mark. And now if I want, I can blend in this little the line that was created by the edge. Sorry, Instagram. Well, I like to get close. Yes, yes, yes. So isn't this a nice little, lovely little plate? It's gonna be it. It's gonna be your new favorite. I know it. But it's just a nice addition, to kind of round out your options, especially if you're gonna sell stuff to people. or even in your cupboard. You can have a, you know, a line that has is glazed one way and another line that's glazed another. Dinnerware. I think it's as you guys have kind of alluded to with the warping and everything. It's tricky, right? But it's definitely, I think that's why we got to try to find a system that works for you. That you need to find. I should say you should find a system that's going to work to eliminate that warping and make it all look good. So there we go. So 3 sizes, 3 shapes, I should say. 3 sizes of each.
Someone did ask to see them all again, just
Oh,
because they
good.
missed the beginning.
Okay, yep. Although I don't, actually I do. Actually, I'm going to be missing a couple rectangle shapes. So these are the large ones, and they look kind of large, but they will shrink down to be pretty good. So yeah. Good question. I know Luann's asking about open houses at like Mako and you know that everybody kind of, there's really not that many open houses around, maybe 6 that kind of constantly do it every year, and they it is a ton of work. So everybody has a different strategy for retail wise, and both Mako and Amico have such huge staff and huge production that to kind of have a distraction is really difficult to do that. So yeah, I know, but that's why there's all these other events around to kind of give us that give us those opportunities, and then also those bigger companies then support those little events too. So yeah, they're definitely everybody has events from time to time, I think, but yeah, unfortunately, like Mako had a really nice one. I think it was the year that Insika was in Cincinnati, and it was $25, and there were like 8 people there, and it was like Sam Chung and Josh, young guy, was really good, and then oh man, my brain. Another amazing like superstar was there, and it was $25. They were all part of the Airstream, and so yeah, hopefully you know, as this demand for clay kind of increases, I think you'll start to hear and get better at some of those calendars of events that are happening. So yeah.
And someone did say that they didn't see the large square online. I think the confusion is because of the variant pricing.
Oh, good. Yes. Oh, good. Oh, great. Thanks, Delaney. I want to talk about that. Mm-hmm. So we are just switching over to make it a little more condensed on our website. And typically there's going to be a photo that will show you all the sizes that are available. And then inside of that photo, it's going to give you all the different options. So in the case of this case, we're going to test it out to see how difficult that is for people to figure that out. But now if you click on a product, it'll give you 3 options. Kind of like if you were to buy a t-shirt, it would give you an option to pick which color or pick which size. That's what's going to happen now with these forms. So each of the 3 shapes, you have 3 options. And so we have a small, medium, and large. The small ones start at 7 inches. And then there's, where did they go? Kind of lost everything here. Well, I guess the square is being used by the one I just made. Here's the oval, 7 by 11. And then it goes to medium, which is 9. 9 by 12. Same for the rectangle. And then the bigger sizes go to 11, and it's 11 by 14 and 11 by 11. So 6 different options, and then we have them like in a little bit of combinations of like little varieties or dinnerware options. So
Yeah. It seems like there's still a little bit of confusion. If you click the new RD2 tab at the top of the website, that'll take you right to where everything is new.
I think it just says new too, right? So at the very it says on
Yeah.
tabs. Just
Yeah,
look
I
for
think it
the.
was changed to RD2s, but
Oh, did it? Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah. So new RD2s. Yeah. And that should bring you into all these new options. And too. The other nice thing is like we chose this particular site based on its search ability, and so if you type in the search bar at the top, and if you're using your phone, it's the little magnifying glass. Click that, and then you just type in RD2, and it should pop up all the options that are RD2, so that are available. So yeah, definitely reach out if you have any questions. But I'm kind of glad we did this on a Wednesday because there may be a lot of questions with this throughout the ordering process. But yeah, definitely let us know. Oh, I want them all. Oh, I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're a working woman. You're a hard worker. I know. So yeah, yeah. So.
it's great for a toast plate cutter.
Oh, there you go. Yes, there you go. Yeah, speaking of the toast cutter, that's a Deb Dela Cruz. She has one, so yeah. So I'm not sure exactly what cutters she's gonna have available for these, but yeah, we got a lot of stuff that we're kind of introducing here. That's gonna kind of get us through the fall and the early winter. So yeah, 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 yeah. All right. Anything else I forget, Delaney? I need to make a list.
Yeah, not that I know.
So 20% off. It's going to be good through Sunday, so you have a little time to think about it. And we probably won't start shipping them until Monday as well because we're still trying to get out some of the orders from the trees. And yeah, we are a little behind over here, so we're working on it. We got to thank you for all the orders. It's unbelievable. So we're catching up. Yep. Yeah, reach out if you have any questions, and Jenny will hopefully answer your question. Or yeah. So all right. Let me know if you have any other questions. But thank you so much for being here, and we will see you in a couple weeks probably. I think I'm going to miss next week because I'm going to be in California. So the week of that, after that, like the first week of October, we'll hopefully see you again. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a good weekend.